For our first of many magazine dives in the retro world, I wanted to jump into the official US PlayStation magazine, Volume 1, Issue 1, from October 1997. For you younger viewers, this is how we used to get YouTube ads. Alright, so we've got Ghost in the Shell on the cover here. Excellent artwork. You don't see this shit anymore. It's just screenshots anymore. They don't hire outside artists to do anything. Let's continue. We got a NFL Game Day 98 ad. Nightmare Creatures is something else. Just something else. It was nightmare fuel back then. Scarier to play than most games. More accessible than Resident Evil or Silent Hill. It's good. Good arcade style game. So we're greeted with this screenshot from one of the PlayStation Street Fighters, which name is escaping me. I'm sure I'll be reminded in the comments. And we've got a Colony Wars ad. Sideways. Colony Wars is a lot of fun. It was released by Psygnosis. Great game. When I got my PlayStation, it came with Total Eclipse Turbo. And Colony Wars was the second space type game I played. And it was so much better than Total Eclipse Turbo, which was just like an arcade style game. It's like a modernized shmup. The galaxy is far, far away. The fighting is up close and personal. Star Wars Masters of Terras Kasai. This was a terrible fighting game. Worth a couple hours of play. A lot more fun with a friend, so you can both deal with the terrible controls together. So this is cool. This is a Monster Rancher ad. I remember back in the day, you'd play the game, and then to spawn monsters in the game, you would put any CD in, like any music CD or other game CD or whatever, and it would use the data on the disc and spawn a monster for you. Remember Yahooing, InfoSeeking, looking for different combinations of CDs I had. We got some previews for some upcoming games. Point Blank was pretty cool. It's a Namco arcade style shooting game. Fantastic Four, I can't say I ever played. I should look into that. Red Asphalt, Overboard, I never played. Sail the Seven Seas with Psygnosis. Same developers as Colony Wars we were just talking about. He put the guts in glory. Now, he's coming to get some. Duke Nukem Total Meltdown. It's the Nintendo 64 Duke Nukem. I don't have any bad memories of it. Rampage World Tour. Nice arcade style building crushing game. Youngblood I never played or even heard of. It was probably trash. When he asked for a donut, give it to him. G-Police. G-Police was fun, I think. Psygnosis was all in this early PlayStation, weren't they? So we got some sport titles. Critical Depth says it's more than just watered down twisted metal. Never heard of it or played it. Made by the same developers as Gex. Huh. Versus. Oh, I remember this. Check out this footage. This game was fun as fuck. It was so good. I need to find that. Yeah, I need this game in my life again. No idea what's going on here. We got some kind of photographic comic. Felony 1179. You're serving up massive destruction and roadkill. Main course. Twisted Metal knockoff, probably. ASCII Entertainment. A Final Fantasy book being advertised. Police Knots being hinted at, even though it never came out in States. Soundtrack for some King of Fighters. The happy console gamer can hunt them down later on. Einhander. Check this one out. This is a Square Enix shmup. Absolutely magnificent. Samurai Showdown RPG we never got either. Why did we never get this? I'm sure there's a fan translation out there. Metal Slug. OG Metal Slug at the virtual Hirunoken fighting game that I never played. Gradius Gaiden, Zero Divide 2, Derby Stallion, Bloody Roar. Out of all those, I played Bloody Roar, which was a mediocre fighting game. Rampage World Tour, we talked about earlier. Test Drive 4. The Test Drive series were good, like damn good. They had just a different way of going about the camera and scale that made it easier to see your environment and turns and upcoming deals and opponent racers. They were fantastic games at the time. NFL Game Day 98, talked about earlier, we're not going to talk about it anymore. Croc. I don't remember anything bad about Croc. I remember all kinds of platforming with Croc, Crash, and Spyro.
Get in the game. The Glove. 1-888-96-GLOVE. www.theglove.com. I love the glove.
I don't. Abe's Odyssey. Phenomenal game. Phenomenal world. Phenomenal series. To go back to the roots of side-scrolling and what makes it good, like beckons back to like Another World or Flashback, that kind of style, like intricate, story-driven platforming, side-scrolling platforming. Wayne Gretzky, the god himself, back when he was still a god. Final Fantasy VII. Oh man, I'm not gonna go much into this because I have so much to say about it. It deserves its own series, and it will receive its own series. I just respect it too much, and it's an even more ambitious project than I have time to plan for right now. So if you're a fan of Final Fantasy at all, stick around. I'm that RPG kid. The Namco gun. I really need one of these in my life. I got to mess around with my aunts a little bit growing up. It was always such a pain to hook up. I remember I had to like hook it up and get it unhooked. Otherwise I'd like get in trouble for messing with the way that things were hooked up. But well worth it when it worked. So fun to play light gun games. I'm using the Wii and Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles gun to play like retro shooters. Works. It's not the same. You get the cursor on the screen. Anyway, Time Crisis, the most accurate gun on the PlayStation console. Just great arcade game. Great port. A great arcade game. Major League Baseball 98. We're not gonna talk about it. Treasures of the Deep. I didn't play. Or I did, and it was slow paced. Looking at this now. Looking at that cover. I don't think I liked this one very much. In a world run by meat barons and corporate scum, your entire race is pie filling. Such a great series. Another baseball game that we're not going to talk about. Some more Abe meds. Grand Tour Racing 98. Not a racing game I played. It's looking like our final part in this Abe's Oddworld Odyssey ad series. Ace Combat. Still a fantastic series. They're still going. Still good. Real Fishing was a good game. I had fun pretending to fish. Now it's so funny because realistic fishing is just something that's built into any game that would include it. Not really something that has a place anymore. But then again, they got crazy fishing games where you jump in a boat, drive on over to wherever and use whatever bait to whatever. Crazy. Natsume, it's probably got some RPG elements. It's probably a dope game. Check it out. Felony 1179, a car combat game. Pandemonium. Pandemonium is really different. Like, Crystal Dynamics did Gex. It's like a platformer, 2D, 3D, like 2.5D as far as how you move through your environment. Just a total acid trip. Horse Challenge. Didn't play it. I don't have any kind or terrible words for it. Here's that Fantastic Four game I said I played. Looks interesting. Bravo Air Race. I honestly have been looking for anything to remind me of this game and what it was called for a minute now. We'll be getting this game very soon. Look at this. Koei's first Dynasty Warriors. It's wild. I thought the first Dynasty Warriors just didn't come out in the States. The series pops up on PlayStation 2 and it's super popular. I don't remember ever hearing about it in this era. A Steel Rain ad. Ghost in the Shell. You're talking about the movie and game, I'm sure. Mass Destruction. Tank game that I never played. It came out on Sega Saturn, Windows 95 as well. Well, the art of Ghost in the Shell. And then we've got this Resident Evil Director's Cut. This Resident Evil Director's Cut ad. Oh man. I have this. Like, this is my copy of the original Resident Evil. It was pretty cool seeing the ad for it. And that's pretty grotesque. Going to talk about the voice actors of Ghost in the Shell. And we got a Maximum Force Pull the Trigger game by Midway. Looks like an arcade shooter. Never heard of it. Neck hair was meant to bristle. I don't know what that means. But Formula 1 game. I think I have. So here we go. We got a Final Fantasy VII strategy guide. We're not going to get into this too much. We're just going to flip through and comment on the art. Or the layout, or just how they did these back in the day. All the art here is all from the book, like the game's book. They got this cloud backwards and it just looks wrong. Marlene and Barrett backwards there too. Vincent. Oh man, look at those old school polygons. Pretty damn smooth though, really. Square did a good job. An amazing job. Such a masterpiece of a game. Really just almost too much. Kart World Series. Never played it. Got some strategy for Time Crisis, which does get pretty damn hard. Strategy is a good thing to have here. Tricks of the Trade. Looks like we got some cheat codes. Dynasty Warriors. Level skip for Tomb Raider. K1 the Arena Fighters. Broken Helix. I miss cheat codes. For sure I miss cheat codes. VR Baseball 97. 9 out of a 10. Digital Diner. VR Baseball 97 is the new king of baseball games. A real contender for baseball game of the year. Beautifully textured, polygonal. Players move with live grace. VR Baseball make you eat, sleep, and live baseball. Try it. It's new. It's different. You may never go back to your old games again. I do remember that game. Looking at that cover there. I might have that. Got some more cheat codes. Street Fighter EX. Oh, Jet Moto. Jet Moto is so damn good. Namco Museum Volume 4. $10 off NFL Game Day 98. Agile Warrior. Never heard of it. Some Battle Arena Toshinden. I'm absolutely floored right now because I completely forgot that Adam West was in Golden Nugget. Golden Nugget was great. If you like gambling, and you like Adam West, hey, this might be the game for you. More tricks. Loaded and Reloaded were so damn good. Love those games. Mortal Kombat cheats are so damn hard to put in that small amount of time. I don't even want to talk about it. Bridge Racer. Shinden 2. Street Fighter the movie, the game. Trash. WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. Not trash. Fantastic game. Look at this. Samsung Compact Theater. It's huge. Just this giant clunky TV. So great. I have seen this steering wheel at thrift stores going for probably damn close to what it sold for initially. I recently saw a video on this here, the Scuba XC7. Just how trash and uncomfortable it was. Pretty funny. This Grip Z here, this is like the one-handed role-playing game controller. I always wanted one. Manga books. We got a Street Fighter manga, some Evangelion, some Toshinden. Join the PlayStation Underground now. This ad right here is for an issue that I have. Seriously, check this thing out. PlayStation Underground. There's 2 on it, right? Don't have an address label. I found this in a thrift store. And it's a Final Fantasy VII demo. Disc. The raddest thing ever. Little deal like font. PlayStation Magazine number 2. Yeah. Kind of one of those prized possession things. Pretty happy I found this. Final Fantasy VII action figures that I really wish I had. I remember seeing those at GameStop back in the day, or Electronic Boutique, or I don't remember what it was even called. Star Wars, Electronic Galactic Battleship for Star Wars. More Croc, Legend of the Gobos. I really don't remember that being a bad game. Just, boring. The Collectathon. You've been warned. Watch out for these hot titles coming from IDOS. Tomb Raider 2, Death Trap Dungeon, and Fighting Force. All 3 of those, fantastic games. That does it for our first retro magazine dive. This project means a lot to me. I had this idea over a year ago. Tried my best to do it with a far lesser computer and ran into so many roadblocks it became literally impossible to complete. So I really, really hope that this finds some sort of an audience. I've seen similar retro dives and I really enjoyed them. And I thought it would be cool to bring my own brand of it to the community. So let me know down in the comments what everybody thinks, and any pointers, any criticism, it's all welcome. I hope you all have a great day.